My beloved child, there are moments in life when you may think that everything happening around you is merely random, that the good things are simply a matter of luck, and the mistakes you make are just fleeting consequences of human weakness. But I want you to understand this deeply. Nothing in your life escapes my eyes. I see every action you take. I hear every whispered word, and I feel every stirring in your heart. Your life is not just a drifting series of events, but a purposeful journey, one where each step you take can be guided by my loving hand. If you choose to trust and obey me, I have seen your choices. There have been times when you've strayed from the path, yet I still protected you, not because you deserved it, but because my love for you is unconditional. Many times, you wandered in darkness without realizing it, and it was precisely then that I stepped quietly into the midst of painful consequences to prevent them from overtaking you. You may never fully know how many times I intervened to pull you out of the pit, but I know I did not keep a record to judge you, but to remember, to love, to lift you up, and to wait for the day you would return with a repentant heart. Yet, my child, there are choices whose consequences must be faced, not as punishment, but as a means of instruction. There are actions that cannot be undone with a simple apology. They require a process of healing and deep transformation from within. What you recently did, whether in a moment of recklessness or under the cloud of confusion, has opened a door that now brings you face to face with serious trouble. Do not be afraid of this, for I will not abandon you in adversity. But do not treat it lightly either, for this is a divine wake-up call, a turning point that you must confront with sincerity. I do not seek perfection in you. I seek a heart that is humble, willing to turn back, to ask for forgiveness, and to learn from its mistakes. Human beings are not meant to live without falling, but to learn how to rise again through grace. So if now you feel a stirring in your heart, if your conscience is speaking, then that is my voice calling you an invitation into restoration. You can choose to ignore it and let the hardness of heart become heavier, or you can step into the light and allow me to do what only I can do. Turn your mistake into a lesson, your failure into a foundation for a new life. My child, I have never grown weary of loving you. No matter how many times you've disappointed yourself, no matter how deeply you've wounded yourself or others, my heart remains open. But true love is never indulgent. True love dares to correct. And when I allow a storm to come, it is not because I have abandoned you, but because I long to uproot the distortion within you so that you can walk more firmly, more maturely, more wholly. Remember, repentance is not a punishment, it is a gift. It is the doorway to freedom, to peace, and to a deeper relationship between you and me. Do not let shame keep you from drawing near to me. Do not let fear cause you to keep your distance. The farther you run, the more lost you become. But if you stop, just stop and say, Father, I need you, then I will draw closer to you than ever before. And it is in that very place, where you meet your limitations, that my grace will become limitless. My beloved child, I know what weighs on your heart. You are afraid of what might happen. You fear loss, exposure, and losing the trust of others. But place all of that in my hands. What truly matters is not what others say about you, but how you choose to live from this day forward. Your life is not over. The action you've taken does not define your entire being. It is merely one chapter, and I long to write the next with you, one filled with forgiveness, I hope, and truth. My beloved, let my correction be healing, not a burden. Let the things you've walked through, not become the reason your heart turns hard, but rather the very soil from which compassion, maturity, and softness grow. When you are changed by love and divine discipline, you become a living testimony that even those who have stumbled can be used for noble purposes. And that is what I desire, not only your restoration, but your transformation, so you may shine as light in a dim and weary world. Rise up, my child. Look truth in the face, do not avoid it. Do not excuse it. But also, look at me, the one who is both righteous and merciful. I have been waiting, not to condemn you, but to embrace you, to wipe away your tears, and to walk with you into the future I have already prepared. My beloved child, there are things in life that may appear to begin with sincerity, that seem like answers to your prayers, yet are in truth disguised entanglements, not from me. I know your heart, a heart that longs to be loved, to be understood, to walk with someone through a long and difficult journey. But because of that sincerity, you become an easy target for what is not rooted in the holiness I desire you to walk in. The relationship you are holding on to, the bond you think is good, is not part of my sacred plan. It does not carry the breath of heaven. It is not born of the light. It is a murky attachment cloaked in things that seem reasonable. Yet it does not produce lasting peace. My child, I see what you do not see. I know the intentions hidden behind smiles, the motives behind offered help, the words cloaked in charm, but not rooted in a heart that truly loves you. The person in whom you place your trust, to whom you bare your soul, or with whom you partner in purpose, that person is not walking alongside you toward what I have destined. That relationship is silently draining your spirit, confusing your discernment, and leading you away from the clear path I've set before you. I have not come to condemn you. I've come to open your eyes, because true love is never silent when you are veering off course. I love you too much to sit still and watch you sow seeds of trouble, things that seem harmless in the beginning, but will one day grow into a harvest of tears if not stopped in time. Every action, every attachment, plants a seed into your future. And this seed, if left to grow unchecked, will not produce fruit of life, but will sprout thorns that pierce your soul. Do not allow delay to bring about consequences that could have been uprooted long before. My beloved child, I know you are afraid of being hurt. I know you resist change, but, my child, obedience will always lead you to a place far safer than any compromise ever could. Do not cling to something simply because it once gave you hope. Do not trade your inner peace just to maintain a relationship that is not rooted in my light. There are things you must release in order to move forward. There are people who must step out of your life so that I may fill that space with what is good, what is true, and what is eternal. Listen to my voice deep within your spirit. Perhaps you've already noticed the signs: persistent unease, unexplained exhaustion, restless sleep, difficulty focusing in prayer. These are not coincidences. They are the alarm bells of your soul, responding to something that does not belong to heaven. And now I am knocking at the door of your heart, not with force, but with a tender invitation. Step out of that entanglement. Choose truth. Choose freedom. Choose my path. I am not asking you to be strong on your own. I will walk with you through every moment of separation, every painful question, every tear that falls. But after the short-lived pain of letting go will come a brand new beginning, a place where you will be restored, led, and put back in the position I lovingly prepared for you. Clarity will return, peace will be restored, and your heart will once again beat with the sacred rhythm I placed within you from the very beginning. Do not judge that relationship by what your natural eyes can see. See it through the eyes of the Spirit, eyes that are not deceived by appearances, but that perceive what is truly within. If something pulls you away from my presence, if someone causes you to drift from faithfulness and holiness, then no matter how many promises are made, it is not worth the price of your soul. True happiness never comes from compromise with darkness. True love never asks you to forget who you are or walk away from me. My beloved, let me be the one who connects you to what is sacred, not so you fall into unclear and binding attachments. Let me uproot everything that does not belong to me, so the soil of your heart may be clean and ready to receive a new harvest, a harvest without tears, without confusion, without hidden pain. That harvest will come when you choose courage to let go of what is not yours and open your heart to what comes from heaven. You are not alone, and I am not silent. I am speaking through the unrest in your mind, through your nightly wrestlings. And now, through this very word, let my word be a lamp for your feet and a light for your path. Let your heart be led by divine wisdom, not fleeting emotion. And when you choose to walk with me, you will realize that you have lost nothing, but instead have been rescued from a path of deception. You will see clearly, I am not only the one who warns, but the one who protects. I am the Father who loves you too much to let you live in falsehood another day. So, my child, obey and you will live. Truly live. In freedom, in light, in love that cannot be shaken. My beloved child, there are moments in life when you feel caught between two paths, one that appears easy, satisfying, and praised by the world, and another that is quiet, narrow, and requires obedience. You already know which is the right way, but your heart hesitates, pulled back by fear, by the weight of past sins, by voices that do not come from me but echo far too loudly. I see it all. I understand the battle in your mind where my will is calling you forward. Yet, invisible bonds to what I never destined for you hold you back. Child, hear me clearly. Do not delay any longer. Do not wait until everything falls apart before turning back. Every moment of hesitation is a step away from the protection I have already placed around you. Obedience is not a burden. It is the key that opens the door to freedom, to peace, to a safe place from the storm that is approaching. This is not a threat. It is a loving warning from the heart of a father who sees what you cannot yet see. The storm is forming not from somewhere distant, but from the very choices you have made. Perhaps it began with a relationship you held on to, even though you knew it was not right. An action you tried to hide, even as your conscience spoke. A path you chose according to your own will despite the prompting of the Holy Spirit. All those seemingly small things are weaving dark clouds in your soul, forming cracks in the foundation of the life you are building. And if you do not take refuge in me, in the rock, in the unshakable fortress, you will find yourself swept away in a whirlwind. You are not strong enough to endure on your own. I do not say this to frighten you, but to awaken you. True love always brings a warning. If I stayed silent while you walked into danger, that would not be love. Because I love you, I must speak. Because I love you, I cannot allow you to keep holding on to what I never gave you. Whether it is a person, an opportunity, an emotion, or a way of living, if it did not come from me, it will not protect you. It will only pull you further away from me, into places where light no longer leads your steps. Pause now and ask yourself, what is causing you to hesitate? Is it fear of loss, fear of being misunderstood, fear of heartbreak? I understand every fear. But My child, it will hurt even more to lose your peace. The cost will be even greater if you trade your divine future for temporary comfort. What you think you're only holding on to for now will soon become chains tomorrow if you are not decisive today. Remember, the enemy never takes everything at once. He tempts you little by little, making you believe you are still in control, until everything has slipped beyond your reach. My beloved child, I do not require you to be strong in order to do what is right. I only ask that you trust me. For when you walk in obedience, it is I who will supply the strength. When you choose surrender, it is I who will replace what you lay down with something far more precious. When you sever what I have not ordained, it is I who will connect you to what I have long prepared, something that will not wound you, but will bring growth, holiness, and eternal purpose. Do not wait until the storm hits to run for shelter. Come to me now, while your heart is still quiet enough to hear. Let me be your refuge, your stronghold, your ever-open arms that never turn away the child who returns. No matter how far you've gone, no matter how tangled your steps have become, it only takes one decision, obedience, to shift your entire destiny. I know you may wonder, am I still worthy? But my love has never been based on worthiness. It has always been ready, always forgiving, always longing for the day you come home to live in the freedom that is no longer ruled by fear or the expectations of people. The opinions, the words, the glances of others do not define you. I am the one who shapes you. I am the author of your story, and I do not write it with regret or failure, but with hope and new beginnings. So, my child, choose obedience today. Be courageous enough to cut off what is not from me. Do what must be done before the storm turns everything to ash. I do not ask you to understand everything. I simply ask you to believe that I am leading you. Every step you take in obedience is a step away from danger and a step closer to the shelter of my protection. Therefore, beloved one, let today be the day you choose the light. Let today be the day you shut the door to what does not belong to you. And you will see, peace will return, strength will flow, and you will walk unburdened because you know I am here, leading, shielding, and loving you with an unshakable love. My beloved child, there are storms in life that do not announce themselves with thunder or clear signs. They arrive quietly, yet deeply, shaking the very foundation you once thought was firm. And the storm you're about to face is one of those. It may not roar loudly, but it might begin with subtle cracks, an unexpected financial setback, a cherished relationship growing cold, a mental turmoil robbing your peace, or even a health issue that weakens both body and spirit. I see all of this in advance, not to frighten you, but so that you may know I am here, with arms ready to hold you if you will turn back to me. My child, your enemy never rests. It prowls, not for any reason but to look for an open door, just one opening to step in, sow confusion, and turn a small mistake into a cascade of costly consequences. It does not merely want to hurt you, it wants to steal the future. I have lovingly prepared for you a future full of grace, peace, and abundance. And it is that unfinished tie, that hesitation in your heart, that is creating the very gap through which destruction can enter. But, my child, I did not come to show you the storm only to leave you abandoned in a desolate field. I am not one who watches from afar. I am the one who holds your hand. Even when you tremble, even when you're unsure whether you can stand. Repentance is not shame, it is the journey back to loving arms. It is the gentle knock at your heart's door, inviting you to let me in and make all things new. You do not only need to let go of what is wrong, you need to come before me with a sincere heart. I do not require perfection. I do not need you to prove your worth through frantic efforts. I only ask for honesty. Come to me with everything you carry: fear, mistakes, tears, even the emptiness you can't describe. Speak it all. Every feeling, every silence you've held within. Because when you pour out your heart, that is when I can reach the deepest places and heal them with my infinite mercy. I am the God of second chances, third chances, and more. When you return, I do not look at you with judgment. I see you as the lost child who has been found, the precious one who has always been loved, no matter how far you've gone. I will not withhold forgiveness, nor retract my grace, nor limit the wisdom I long to give you. I will pour out discernment for your path, courage for your choices, and peace to anchor you in every whirlwind. The storm may come, but not to defeat you. It comes to awaken you, and it is true. Heartfelt repentance that will become your safe shelter in the rain. When you choose to trust me again, when you let go of what does not belong to heaven and grasp what is born of life, you will see the storm no longer has the power to destroy you. It becomes the place where I forge your faith and usher in a new season of growth and beginnings. My child, do not fear your mistakes. Do not let guilt pull you away from me. Humility is the bridge that brings you closer to my heart, and obedience is the wind that will blow away the dark clouds and reveal the radiant light I have always prepared for you. You do not need to do it all by yourself. Just come to me, with honesty, with tears if needed, and with even the smallest seed of trust. I will take care of the rest. I will restore what you thought was lost. I will rebuild the foundations you feared were crumbling. I will grant you not only forgiveness, but a new vision, a renewed hope, and a life beyond what you can imagine. From broken pieces, I will form something beautiful. From your wounds, I will extract oil for healing. From the shadows, I will ignite a flame that will never be extinguished. So, beloved one, do not wait. Do not delay. Let today be the day of your return. Let your repentance become the turning point for a new journey, not one marked by fear, regret, or shame, but one covered in wisdom, protection, and my unwavering love. For I am still here, always here, waiting for you to come home and live fully in my light and peace. My beloved child, there are moments in life when you look around and everything seems still. You pray, you hope, you believe, and yet you find yourself waiting endlessly in a silence that leaves you confused. In your heart, unspoken questions arise. Why hasn't it happened? Has the Father forgotten me? Do I need to do something more to move things along? But today, I want to tell you clearly, do not mistake my silence for abandonment, and do not confuse my timing with delay. My child, I am the God of precision. I am never late, nor am I early. Every detail of your life has been arranged with eternal wisdom. Like a great painting in progress, you may only see scattered fragments, isolated strokes of color, but I see the whole. I know why you are waiting. I know why that door remains closed. And I know the exact moment when everything I promised will come to pass. You are often compelled to handle everything on your own. When things don't unfold as you expect, you feel the urge to take control, to act in order to change the situation. But my beloved, it is in that very impulse that you easily step out of my will And when you do so, you are not moving closer to the solution, but instead guiding yourself into a land where confusion and chaos reign. That is a place void of peace, a place where you carry burdens I never meant for your shoulders to bear. Waiting is a sacred part of the faith journey. It is not a wasted span of time. It is the season when I am working silently within you, around you, and on your behalf. When you see nothing happening, that is the moment the seeds I planted in the soil of your heart are taking root. They do not sprout instantly, but they are alive, stirring, preparing to blossom at the perfect time. Do not dig them up to see how far they've grown. Do not compare your season to that of others. Each person walks a unique journey, and I am leading you according to a rhythm that is entirely your own, a rhythm of love and wisdom. I see the inner struggle within you, the tension between trusting me and leaning on your own understanding. I see the times you ask, should I keep waiting or carve out my own path? But child, you don't need to run ahead of me to prove anything. Strength is not found in doing more, but in learning to be still and trust when everything within you is screaming to act. That is true faith, the kind that believes I am working for your good, even in the quiet. If you rush ahead, if you reach for what is not yet time, you will soon realize that you have traded peace for uncertainty. My protection for the weight of hastily made decisions. But if you pose, if you choose to stand firm in patience and place your trust in me, you will see my faithfulness revealed more clearly than any spoken word. I have not forgotten you. I am never late in fulfilling what I have promised. I am the God who works in the waiting. I don't only perform miracles in moments of breakthrough, but also labor within the quiet seconds that seem uneventful. I am refining you, building you, equipping you not merely to receive the blessing, but to sustain it when the time comes. For what I am preparing for you is not just an answer, it is a new life, a higher realm of faith, a deeper vision of me, of yourself, and of the world you are called to impact. So, my beloved, choose obedience over haste. Choose trust over calculation. Choose prayer over panic. And as you wait, keep your heart tender, your eyes lifted, and your soul stilled before me. I promise you, my timing will not disappoint. I promise, what has been sown in faith will never be in vain. One day soon, you will see fruit rise from barren ground. You will witness the dawn tearing through the long night. You will see clearly, this waiting has been the miracle. Therefore, be still and know that I am God. I am working. I have planned. And I will complete the good work in your life. Nothing you have placed in my hands will ever be lost. Every prayer, every tear, every silent sacrifice, I see them. I remember them, and I will answer. Breakthrough is coming, but before it arrives, let me finish the work within you. For when the time comes, you will not only receive it, but you will be ready to carry it as a living testimony of your Father's faithfulness. And then you yourself will say, it was good that I waited. I won, my beloved child. When I speak a word of correction, do not mistake it for the wind howling across the wilderness, seeking to frighten your tender soul. Do not assume my words are sent to stir anxiety within you, to leave you in a state of unrest, or to impose fear. No, dear one, my voice, even when firm, even when echoing through darkness, is always infused with a love deeper than you yet understand. I speak out of love. I warn to protect. I teach because I desire you to live, not merely survive, but live in safety. clarity, and the fullness of my original design. In this world, where clamorous voices so easily lead astray, I know how vulnerable you are to invisible fears. I see the moments you spiral in the what ifs. What if this collapses? What if that breaks? What if everything you've built comes crumbling down in a moment? You believe that by imagining the worst, you're preparing a wall of protection. But you do not realize that in doing so, you are opening the door to the enemy, giving him a seat at your table. A table meant for only you and me. Child, anxiety is not a gift from heaven. Fear is not the compass of the chosen. When you focus on terrible outcomes that haven't come to pass, you are drifting from the truth that I am here, that I have gone before you, that no danger escapes my all-seeing eye. You do not need to live as though walking on thin ice, trembling with each step. You are called to walk in peace, for I have placed my power as a shield around you. I am not only the one who warns, I am the one who guards. When I speak of what is to come, of the trials drawing near, it is because I want you to be steadfast, not in fear, but in understanding. I do not speak, so you will retreat, but so you will prepare and walk forward with wisdom. Preparation in my kingdom is not like the worry of the world. It is not rooted in anxiety, but in the proactive strength of faith. Just as a soldier wears armor not out of panic, but out of readiness, I desire for you to equip yourself in the same way, with truth, with my promises, with the guidance of my spirit. Do not give fear a foothold. Do not let it whisper into your mind things that do not belong to the light. Replace it with my assurance that I am your keeper day and night, that nothing befalls you outside my permission, and that everything, yes, even the trials and thorns I will use to shape you, to teach you, to lead you higher. When this truth becomes your anchor, you will no longer tremble at the sound of wind through the night or the scent of a coming storm. Instead, you will stand firm, knowing there is an arm always ready to embrace you, a promise that will never be broken. Do not concern yourself with things beyond your control. Do not let your imagination build walls that end up becoming your prison. I am the God of life, not of fear. I am the light that enters dark places, not the shadow that threatens. Learn to keep your heart upright and alert, not to spot danger at every turn, but to perceive my presence in every circumstance. When your soul is still in me, you will realize that my warnings do not produce anxiety, but help you move faster along the path of righteousness, avoiding the snares laid by the enemy. Child, every time I speak is an invitation to come closer to the truth. Listen not with the ears of the flesh, but with a humble heart. Receive my warnings not as judgment, but as a map, for I never reveal danger without also revealing the way of escape. I never allow you to see the shadow without preparing the lamp. All you must do is hold my hand. Believe that I go before you, and let my word become a light unto your feet in the night. So, my beloved, clear the table of your spiritual life from every negative thought. Invite me to reign in every idea, every decision, every step you take. And when you do, you will no longer view my warnings as burdens, but as gifts from a Father who loves you too deeply to remain silent. And in that love, you will find the safety the world cannot give, the stability no circumstance can shake, and a wisdom that comes from eternity. You are not called to live in fear, but to live under guidance, not to worry about tomorrow, but to trust in the one who holds every day in his hands. Choose to focus on my power, my protection, and my unchanging promises. Then you will see everything you once thought was worthy of fear is merely an opportunity to experience my faithfulness more deeply than ever before. And you will come to know that every word I speak comes from love. My beloved child, the days ahead may not be as smooth as you hoped. You may face unnamed trials, unexpected storms, and crossroads you did not prepare for. There will be mornings when you wake up with a heavy heart, and nights when you fall asleep with tears not yet dried. But I want you to know this: those hardships are not punishments, they are opportunities. Opportunities for you to grow, to see yourself more clearly, to learn how to cling to me, the one who never changes, never leaves, and always loves you with an everlasting love. Storms will come, my child. Life never promised to be gentle, but I promise to be your firm refuge in every tempest. When the winds blow hard enough to try to snatch away all that you hold dear, when your heart is shaken by words, glances, or silence from others, then I will be the wall that surrounds you, the shade that shelters your soul. You do not need to seek safety in anything else, not in possessions, not in the approval of others, but in my very presence, where no storm can touch your soul. There are paths I will lead you on that are not lit by bright lights. At times, you will feel the fog hide the direction ahead, feel lost at the crossroads of life, and believe no one understands what you are going through. But I want you to remember, I am the one guiding you, even when you cannot see me. Every step you take is never taken alone. I am beside you, quietly directing, gently leading, and faithfully watching over you every second. All you need to do is hold on to faith, even a little, and let that faith become the lamp that lights your steps through the darkness. When the burdens of life become too heavy, when responsibilities weigh on your shoulders, when worries crowd your heart, when there are questions with no answers, I do not want you to try to endure it all alone. I never designed you to carry the weight of the world by yourself. I created you to lean on me, to know that true strength is not found in exhausting yourself, but in surrendering into my arms so I may carry what you cannot. You are not weak for needing me. On the contrary, you are strongest when you choose to depend on me. My child, my presence is not only beside you in days of joy and prosperity. I am there in every moment you feel surrounded by darkness, even when you walk through valleys unseen by others. When you face the deepest loneliness in your soul that no words can describe, I am still there. I do not abandon you. I do not turn away from you. I do not wait until you overcome to come near you. I walk with you step by step, breath by breath, and it is in those very valleys, the places that seem barren of hope, that you will see me more clearly than ever. For my light shines brightest when you are surrounded by darkness. My love echoes most powerfully when every other voice falls silent. That is when you will realize, I have never left, never stopped loving, never ceased to guide. I have always been there, quiet, faithful, steadfast, waiting for you to turn back, to wipe your tears, and to place your feet once again on the right path. You were born not to fall beneath adversity, but to triumph through my strength. You were not meant to live in fear, but to live in trust. Every trial is an invitation to go deeper in faith, to understand my heart more intimately, and to draw nearer to the purpose I have set for you before the foundations of the world. What lies ahead will not be easy, but you will not walk through it alone. So, my beloved, prepare your heart not with fear, but with expectation. Wait not with anxiety, but with a deep trust that everything I allow carries a purpose that is good. Keep your eyes lifted, keep your heart tender, and keep your hands always ready to hold mine, and you will see, every drop of rain will cause your roots to grow deeper into the soil of faith. Every gust of wind will strengthen your wings, and every step through darkness will draw you nearer to the light than ever before. I am your refuge. I am your guide. I am your strength. And I am your Father, forever near, forever with you, forever loving you with a love that knows no condition. So, my child, go forward. I am with you. Nothing can shake that. Nothing can separate you from my care. And that is the greatest hope you can carry with you on this journey. My beloved child, in every step of your life's journey, I am watching, caring, and seeking to teach you through true love, not to control, not to dominate, but so you may live a life built on a firm foundation, a life not only pleasing to me, but one that helps you stand strong when storms come. Because this life, my child, is not always made of warm, sunny days. There will be unexpected storms, losses that shake your heart, and trials that come without warning. And in those moments, what will hold you firm is not a temporary strength, but the foundation you have chosen to build. When you choose to live according to my word, even in the smallest things, when you obey even when no one sees, when you choose what is right over what is easy, then in those very moments, you are laying down solid stones for your spiritual life. Every act done in humility, every decision shaped by reverence for me, is a step building upon the rock, secure, deep, and unshakable. These things may not yield immediate results, may not make you stand out in the eyes of the world, but they are forming an unbreakable shelter for your soul. And when the storm comes, and it surely will, you will realize the true value of living in obedience. The storm cannot be avoided. It is part of life in a fallen world. But what you can choose is the foundation you are standing on. If you live by my word, if you let me be the standard for every thought and action, the storm will not break you. It may shake what's on the outside, but your heart will remain in peace, because you are sheltering in me, the one who never changes, who keeps every promise, who is always near. On the other hand, when you act out of fear of loss, fear of others' expectations, trying to control instead of surrender, you are building on sand. When pride leads your way thinking you are strong enough, wise enough, needing no one, your steps are sinking into ground without support. When you walk in disobedience, whether silent or open, you are choosing to walk away from the safe place I prepared for you. And, my child, when the storm hits, the foundation of sand will not stand. It will collapse, leaving you wounded, confused, and lost things I never intended for you to carry alone. I do not say this to frighten you, but to awaken you. I love you too much to remain silent when you are choosing to build upon what is fleeting. I do not want to see you suffer consequences I could help you avoid if you would choose to obey. If you would let me be your foundation, every word I speak is life, is light, is protection, not a restriction, but a compass to guide you through the vast seas of life. You cannot control the storm, but you can choose where to build your house. My beloved child, look closely at your life, the things you are chasing after, the decisions you are making, the things you consider harmless or normal. Upon what foundation are they being built? On rock or on sand? Do not wait until everything collapses to ask me why. Let me examine the foundation with you today. And if you realize that you've strayed, that you've built on what cannot last, do not despair. I am the one who can renew, rebuild, and restore even from ruins. It is never too late to begin again if you are willing to return and lay your life upon my word. The foundation you build today will determine your stability tomorrow. Do not trade long-term security for short-lived convenience. Do not exchange heaven's approval for fleeting applause. Live with the vision of the eternal kingdom. Act like the wise who build their house upon the rock. Let my word become the standard for every decision, every relationship, every dream you are nurturing. Then, not only will you stand firm in the storm, but you will also become a shelter for others who are searching for light in the darkness. I know it is not easy to go against the flow of this world. It is not easy to live honestly in a world of deception. It is not easy to forgive, to humble yourself, to trust when everything seems to be falling apart. But it is precisely in this obedience that I will pour out supernatural strength, strength that comes from grace, from my presence, and from my unshakable power. You will see that what seemed like sacrifice becomes reward. What seemed like loss becomes the stepping stone to glory. So, my beloved, be careful in how you live. Let every action reflect a faith founded on truth. Choose to build your life not with bricks of worldly achievements, but with the rock of the living word. Then, when the storm comes, and it will come, you will not be afraid. For you will know your house is not only standing, but shining brightly in the night. A testimony of a life built not by human strength, but by the faithfulness of a God who never changes. My precious child, be encouraged, for nothing in your life is meaningless when you place yourself in my hands. Even the bitter trials you face today, the ones that drain your strength, make you want to give up, make you question why I allowed them, are not beyond my sovereignty. Every tear you've shed, every silent moment of endurance, every prayer you think went unanswered, I have seen them all. And I do not only see, I am silently turning each of those things into the very material I use to build something good, beautiful, and eternal in your life. You are not a victim of fate. You are the one I have chosen, called according to the noble purpose I set in place before you were ever formed in your mother's womb. What you are going through is not to destroy you, but to shape you into the one I created you to be, a person of strength, depth, compassion, and unwavering faith. Just as fire refines gold, I allow the fire of trials to remove what does not belong to you, so that you may shine in the true nature I placed within you from the beginning. The enemy thinks it can use pain to destroy you. It wants you to doubt my love, to question my plan, and to lose hope in the future I have promised. But my child, I am the one who can take what the enemy meant for harm and turn it into a marvelous story of redemption. Nothing it does is beyond the reach of my transforming power. Even what looks like your greatest failure, when placed in my hands, will become a resounding testimony of grace, mercy, and unwavering faithfulness. One day, when the storm has passed and the dust has settled, you will look back and realize that it was in the darkest moments that I moved most powerfully. You will clearly see my hand guiding you step by step. Even when you couldn't feel it, you will see that every tired step, every desperate prayer was never lost in the void. All of it has been remembered by me, and all of it is contributing to a greater, more magnificent, and far better story than anything you could have imagined. My beloved, do not let your present circumstances blur your spiritual vision. You are in the middle of the process, not the end. Just as a seed must remain hidden in the dark soil before it can rise into the light, so too are you being hidden nourished, and prepared to bear fruit in your season. And when that season comes, you will not only emerge with a strong heart, but with a story to tell, a story that brings hope to the weary, a story that proves my grace is always sufficient and my power is never limited. Do not judge your journey by a single rough chapter. I am writing a book, and this chapter, even if it brings you to tears, will not be the last. In fact, it may very well be the beginning of a great turning point that you never imagined. Keep walking, even if each step feels slow. Keep trusting, even if your faith feels like only a flicker. Keep holding on to the promise. For my word never returns void. You are not alone on this journey. I am with you in every sigh, in every sleepless night, in every moment your heart feels heavy. I am not merely an observer, I am your companion. And more than that, I am your guide. You do not need to understand everything in order to obey. You only need to take one small step at a time and trust. I will take care of the rest. I will open the right doors, close the wrong ones, bring the right people at the right time, and reveal the plan in the right season. Let your heart rest in this truth. Look up. My beloved, do not let your eyes be dragged down by the weight of your circumstances. Lift your gaze to me, and you will see a hope that never fades. Place your hand in mine, and you will cross every mountain. Let me heal the places that feel shattered, and you will see that what was once your greatest pain will become the foundation for a sacred calling I've prepared for you. I know you are weary. I know that sometimes you don't want to keep going, but I also know the potential in you, the qualities I placed in you, and the glorious person you are becoming because you didn't give up. So, my child, take heart. Believe that nothing you've endured is wasted. I am working all things together for your good, every trial, every disappointment, every fall and rise. And one day, when you stand on the mountaintop of restoration, you will smile and say, Father, you were always there, always working, always loving, always using everything, both the good and the painful, to make me more like you. And that, my child, is the true victory. Not that there were no storms, but that you overcame every storm in my presence and in my power. My beloved child, among the multitude of creations I have formed, you are a precious jewel whom I have chosen in a distinct and personal way. You are not random, not a lost speck of dust drifting in a vast universe. On the contrary, you are one I have called by name, set apart, and destined for a divine purpose far beyond what you can presently comprehend. I did not choose you because you were flawless, but because of my eternal love for you, a love that sees every crack, every scar, and still loves you wholly, just as I did from the very beginning. You are my child, not only because I formed you with my very breath, but because I paid the highest price to redeem you, a price that cannot be measured in silver, gold, or time. Every hair on your head I have counted. Every tear you've shed I have remembered. And every small joy you felt moves my heart. You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. In my eyes, you are precious and worthy of love, not because of what you've done, but because of who you are in my heart. I have placed over you plans filled with hope, not to harm you, but to lead you into the flourishing of your soul and your life. Never believe that you've been left behind, or that goodness only belongs to others. You are part of that beautiful design. My plans are not limited to outward success, but are rooted in the fullness within, where you know you are loved, called, guided, and never alone in the journey. They are plans that bring hope even in the dry seasons, and a solid future even when everything around you is shaking. But remember, my child, that every good thing has its appointed time. You may not yet see the door open, or the answer to your prayers, or the reason your dream is still incomplete. Do not be discouraged. Do not rush. Do not let delay cause you to doubt my goodness. I have not forgotten you. I am not indifferent. I am working in the silence, preparing the path, refining you, arranging the circumstances, and shaping your heart to receive the blessing at the right moment. Because what I have promised, I will fulfill. What I have begun, I will complete. Rest in my promises. My beloved, do not let the voices of doubt confuse your heart. Let my word be your anchor, your compass in the fog, your light in the night. I have promised abundant life, and I will not take back my word. I have promised to be with you, and I do not change. I have promised to uphold you, to teach you, to correct and to heal you. And all of this is happening day by day, hour by hour, even when you do not realize it. And while you wait, keep walking in my ways, the way of truth, of love, of forgiveness, of patience and faith. You do not need to understand everything to take the next step. You only need to trust me, because you are not walking alone. Every footprint you leave behind is shadowed by mine beside you, covering you with invisible protection, even when you are weary. I am carrying you, even when you fall. I do not accuse, but extend my hand to lift you up. My love for you does not depend on your success or failure. It flows from my very nature. I am faithful. I am love. I am the one who never gives up on the one I love. So let this truth echo in your heart daily. You are mine. No power can change that. No word can undo that. No mistake can erase that. Even in your weakness, your confusion, your wandering, your name is still beloved. For I gave you that name before time began, until the very end of the age. I will be your God, the one who does not change in love, who does not withdraw in trials, who does not fall silent when you cry out. I am the one who chose you, who is keeping you, and who will complete the good work I began in you. So, my beloved, trust me, rest, live each day, knowing you are being led, you are being held, you are being prepared for blessings beyond what you can ask or imagine. And one day, you will look back and smile, because you will see clearly that my hand never once left your life. Not even for a moment, my beloved child. There is a gentle but persistent invitation stirring in your spirit, soft yet powerful, patient yet relentless. Step into a greater faith. I am calling you to go deeper in our sacred communion, not merely with fleeting emotions or intellectual consent, but with unwavering, full-hearted trust. Not just faith in me for the grand moments, the life-altering dreams and divine interventions, but faith in me for the small, daily things, the seemingly insignificant details of your life. Many times, you're ready to believe me for great miracles, yet overlook that I care just as deeply about a conversation, a job decision, or even a long silence in your soul. But I want you to know, nothing is too small to escape my notice, and nothing is too great for me to handle. I am not only the God of the universe, I am your loving Father who watches over every step you take, who listens to every unspoken thought in your heart. When you learn to surrender everything into my hands, from the subtle anxiety in your mind to the choices you hesitate to make. From the dreams still unrealized to the pain still unhealed, that is when you unlock the door for me to move in miraculous ways. Surrender does not weaken you. It is the highest expression of faith. For when you give up the need to control, you are saying, Father, I trust you more than I trust my own understanding. And you will see where you lay down your burdens is where I lift you up with my powerful and gracious hand. I know surrender isn't easy. I know there is a part of you that longs to plan, to predict, to feel in control. But control is a tiring illusion. It drains you, fills you with worry, and keeps you from entering the rest I have prepared for you. I am not calling you to carelessness. I am calling you to trust, because there is nothing in your future more secure than the hand that holds it, and that hand is mine. Just imagine this. If I am the one who created the heavens and the earth, who measured the oceans in the hollow of my hand, who placed every star in its orbit, would I not be wise and powerful enough to write your story with goodness? The plans I have for you far exceed every expectation, every dream you've ever had. I do not limit you by what your eyes can see or your mind can understand. I long to give you a life that is not merely enough, but abundant, overflowing with joy, peace, purpose, and blessings beyond your imagination. So, my beloved, do not fear the unknown. Do not let the fog of unanswered questions dim the light of your hope. I not only know your future, I hold it. And when you place your hand in mine, you are not stepping into darkness, but into a journey guided, protected, and wrapped in love. This future is no accident. It is a divine design crafted before the foundations of the world, a future filled with hope, purpose, and overflowing joy. That joy does not depend on your circumstances, but on the unshakable truth that you belong to me. Rejoicing is not because life is easy, but because you know who walks with you in every season. And along the way, you will witness simple miracles, peace in storms, direction in uncertainty, healing in silence, and resurrection from what once seemed dead. I am inviting you to live in a faith that is not limited by logic or temporary results. That faith looks like stepping out of the boat and walking on water, not because the water is firm, but because your eyes are fixed on me. Keep your gaze on me, not the waves. Keep your heart tethered to my promises, not your fears. And then you will see I arrive not only on time, but in ways that exceed your wildest hope. I not only meet your needs, I fulfill the deepest longings of your heart. So go ahead, my child. Walk, trust, release. Prepare your heart to receive what you never dared to dream. For I am faithful. I do not call you into greater faith only to abandon you along the way. I call you because I have already prepared everything you need for the journey. And at the end of it, you will see that every time you chose to trust me, you were never at a loss. You will see that a life lived under my guidance is the most precious gift you could ever receive. I am waiting for you, not in perfection, but in the present moment. All you need to do is believe. I will take care of the rest. For I am your Father, and you are my beloved child. Forever. Nothing can change that. Amen. As a child of God, He is with you in every moment, reminding you to live in faith and in the deep, abiding love of the one who never lets go. Follow and turn on notifications so you never miss a word from heaven. Amen.